Hi there, I am Monica Humple. I am a Master Certified Coach, and this is another video in a series of videos I'm doing just for the unfaithful partner. In this video, we are going to talk about trust. As you know, trust has been annihilated through an affair. Let's just lay it on the table. That is the one thing between you and your spouse that may take the longest time to get back. Trust is something that when we decide to walk down the aisle and make a commitment to another person, we are putting an incredible amount of blind trust in that person. We are saying, okay, I'm committing my life to you. I'm committing my heart to you, my feelings. I'm trusting you with all of my secrets. I'm going to trust you as a safe space. I'm going to trust that you are going to be faithful to me until we die. I mean, we lay out a tremendous amount of trust when we walk down that aisle. Betrayal removes trust from a relationship completely. So if you are struggling with your betrayed spouse right now and you just wish they would just trust you, maybe you are being completely faithful to them. You're not doing anything wrong. You're trying and they're not believing a word that comes out of your mouth. And I can understand. I'm sure that is very frustrating, very frustrating. What I want to help you understand are the things you can do to help restore trust in your relationship. Because in reality, although trust is a two-way street, a big part of rebuilding trust after infidelity belongs to you, the unfaithful partner. And here's why. To rebuild trust after it has been destroyed by whatever act, the person who betrayed the trust is the person that needs to show that they are indeed trustworthy. Telling someone you just need to trust me is not effective and it's not realistic. Trust is earned. Trust is a gift that someone gives you because they see you as trustworthy. So if you want trust in your relationship, here are some things you can do to help rebuild that trust. I'm going to start with transparency. And I know there are unfaithful partners out there who are extraordinarily private people, and the idea of being that transparent with their spouse is very uncomfortable with them. It's hard to imagine allowing them access to your phone or to have passwords into things or to be able to go into your social media or whatever it is that transparency entails. It makes them uncomfortable and they get defensive or they push back and say no. Here is why transparency can be such a huge step in demonstrating trustworthiness on your behalf. If you genuinely have nothing to hide, you are genuinely being faithful and honest, and you're not doing anything that would upset your spouse or your partner. Being transparent is your way of saying, I am so sure that I am doing right by you, and I want you to know that I'm doing right by you. So I am opening myself up to you so that you can see. Just demonstrating that in my own situation, my husband being transparent with me, in many ways, I didn't need to necessarily look. Just the act of being that transparent showed me that he was being trustworthy, right? It goes a long way. So if you are pushing back against that, and you want trust to be rebuilt, I encourage you to maybe rethink that a little bit. What are some ways you could be transparent to help rebuild trust in the relationship? Another thing that can help is be honest. I mean, really be intentionally and thoroughly honest when you are talking with your significant other. If they are asking you questions, whatever, just be honest. What I've encountered with my clients, and I coach betrayed spouses, what I encounter with my clients a lot of times is they get very frustrated because they cannot understand their unfaithful partner is lying to them about silly things, like stuff like, why wouldn't they tell me the truth about that? I don't understand. And then they get caught telling a lie. And every time the lie comes to light, the betrayed spouse is just like, well, if you're going to lie to me about this, then how do I know you're not lying to me about big things? How can I trust anything that you're saying to me if you're going to lie to me about something so insignificant? I'm not 100% sure why sometimes we lie about things that are of no consequence, really. I think sometimes if we've been hiding a big thing and we've become very used to lying about it, it becomes our first response and it becomes a pattern. If you find that pattern in yourself, work on that. If you find yourself not feeling safe to tell the truth, figure out why that is. Is your betrayed spouse responding in a way that makes you feel unsafe telling them the truth? Maybe that needs to be addressed. Either way, not being honest about things, lying in general is going to constantly betray trust. So if you want to rebuild trust, be honest. Tell the truth. Be willing to say what you need to say, whatever the consequences are, however they respond. Remember, you're not responsible for how they respond to your truth. If you are telling the truth and they respond in a way that is angry or sad or prompts more questions or opens up another conversation about the affair that you really don't want to have, whatever, it's worth telling the truth no matter what. Okay? So if you want trust to be rebuilt, transparency and honesty are two very, very big ingredients to helping to rebuild trust in the relationship. And I've got one more. Trust in the relationship also hinges a lot on how you respond to things. Your willingness to listen and engage in conversations when your betrayed partner is wanting to talk about the affair, that could be an important way to rebuild trust with them. Because when they are talking to you about how they feel, they are trusting you with their heart. They're trusting you with their feelings. And even though I get it, even though it's so uncomfortable to hear what they're saying, and it might make you defensive because, you're carrying maybe a great deal of shame or guilt and it's uncomfortable. But when someone is handing their heart to you and telling you that it's broken and they're handing it to you because they want you to understand their pain and what they're going through, they are trusting you with that. That's a baby step toward rebuilding trust. And every single time you dismiss their feelings and say things to them like, you shouldn't feel that way. What do you want from me? I'm doing everything I can. Basically saying you should not feel that way. You don't have a right to feel that way. Dismissing their feelings because it's making you uncomfortable. When really what they're telling you isn't about you, it's about them. But you make it about you whenever you get defensive that way, right? When they are talking about their feelings and trusting you with their hearts, the better you care for them in that moment, the faster trust in general is going to rebuild. Remember, your response is important. Be intentional about how you respond. to your hurting spouse. And finally, one last thought. Please refrain from saying things like, "You just need to trust me." There is no just anything when it comes to affair recovery, I promise. You just need to get over it. You just need to trust me. You just need to move on. That doesn't exist in this scenario at all. There is no just. Try to refrain from doing that. Trust is rebuilt over time, and really it's consistency over time. So the more consistently you are transparent, the more consistently you're honest, the more consistently you respond with love and care for their heart and their feelings, the more consistently you do that over time, that is really the main ingredient for rebuilding trust. You will become, again, a trustworthy person in their life. This takes time. And there is no time limit, and there is no expectation that you need to have for them to trust you again. I understand the frustration. I know that you would love for them to forgive you fully like yesterday. But this is going to come with time. So, transparency, honesty, respond with love and care when they're handing you their heart and their feelings. And try to remember that there is no just, okay? This is going to take time. I know I don't have a whole lot of patience by my personality type, so I get it if you're impatient. But if you want this, it will come with time if you do those things. I hope this is helpful.